Hepatologists, I would think. Liver specialists. Because we know NASH. Nobody else really bothers about NASH. Endocrinologists bother about or worry about diabetes. Cardiologists do the cardiac disease. So the liver, and these are all liver drugs primarily.
So first hepatologists, would you then say gastroenterologists or endos?
First hepatologists, then endos, I think. Because endos understand the mechanism really well.
Mm-hmm.
Gastros, while they're by training, they also have liver disease. Usually, they don't have. They focus more on endoscopy, so they don't have much time in doing this. I mean, that is as of now. It's an easy treatment. They may do it too.
Hmm. Do you think that there are which of any specialties need education about NASH?
Oh, every specialty, I would think. Even endocrinologists,
hepatologists?
because they don't. No, I guess not. Not hepatologists. Not hepatologists.
Okay.
Every other specialty. I mean, not hepatologists know about NASH, but people, endocrinologists don't know that much. I mean, they know, but they don't really think liver disease is such a significant thing. Gastroenterologists don't know it. Primary care doctors don't know it. So a lot of other doctors don't know it.
Do you think, let's just if we could fast forward, right? So let's assume it's 2020, 2021. There's a number of drugs available to treat NASH. Do you think?
Well, you're really optimistic.
I'm very optimistic.
Really optimistic.
I know. I'm so wowed by the science, and I know that we're still in phase 3. But let's assume. Do you think hepatologists will continue to sort of own the treatment of NASH, or do you think that other specialties will then
I certainly hope
play
so.
a critical role?
I think they will. I'm a hepatologist, so I certainly hope so. But I think they will.
Okay. And in terms
no.
of
Although let me elaborate a little bit, because NASH is, as I tell my patients, it's important for you to remember this. NASH, you think of it like a spoke of a wheel. You take a central hub, and then they take spokes. NASH is one spoke. Diabetes is one spoke. Hypertension, hyperlipidemia, sleep apnea, gallstones, coronary artery disease. These are all spokes coming from a hub of metabolic syndrome. So the metabolic syndrome is what we need to focus on. A lot of these drugs do, but the liver disease people will focus on the liver disease part while also focusing on the heart part. So the different specialties also have stake in this, but not in the NASH space. NASH space, I would think, will be limited to that particular spoke will be limited to hepatologists, whereas necessarily metabolic syndrome will be treated by everybody.
I think one thing that always we're always challenged by as communicators is when we talk about education of the healthcare professional, what do you think is the best forum or shape for that education to take?
If I knew that, I'd be a really rich man. because this is a topic has been going on for, we've been talking from time immemorial. Every time we're always trying to innovate. What is the best way to reach? People don't have time. Do we need in small bullets? Do we do small bite sizes? Do we do dinners? Do we do webcasts? We do all of them periodically. We just go do lunch talks with them, or just talk to them as needed. The pamphlets, journals, so all these. But people have less and less time now, so it has to be done succinctly and quickly, and including the treatment. So I think nobody knows exactly what it is, and it keeps changing. It keeps changing based on the disease, based on the specialty, and based on the drug.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I have one final question on sort of the clinical side before I'd love to get your insights on some patient questions, considering how many patients you see. Do you think that if and when these drugs are approved, staying optimistic, do you think that from a regulatory perspective, the FDA is going to require patients to get a biopsy before they are prescribed these drugs?
We have in this expert circle, we had a lot of discussion on this. Yeah, I think they will. I don't think they should. So let me put both ways. The reason they will, I think, is because as of today, unless these phase 3 trials show something dramatically different, which is